Hey everybody, check out this emerging research about microplastics that get into your brain. So they go up in your nose, they go through the olfactory bulb, and they're found in brain tissue. So, how does microplastics have to do with dog culture? Well, we got to look at the particle size. So, I've mentioned before about how pet dander is not good for you. And now that we pretty much put pets in every room in our house, we put these dogs in hospitals, schools, and restaurants, everywhere else. Everybody's pretty much covered with this pet dander, and it's getting into our bodies and causing problems. So these microplastics are not good for the brain, and they think that it comes from the olfactory bulb. The particles are small enough to get through the membranes inside your olfactory bulb as you breathe these in. So that's not good. But if microplastics are getting into your brain and your olfactory bulb, then what else could be getting in there? What else could be going in there and causing inflammation? Well, one of the things we would want to look at is the particle size. So these microplastics are 5.5 micrometers to 26.4 micrometers, also known as microns. We'll go over here real quick. So it's 1 millionth of a meter. It's called a micron or a micrometer. So let's look at the particle size of pet dander. It's 0.1, sorry about that, 0.1 to 25 microns. So at 25 microns, it's right about at the biggest particle size, but it's actually a lot smaller. So then couldn't pet dander have the capability to break through the membranes and get into your olfactory bulb? Like, what type of issues do we have with people that are around pet dander? Which is almost everybody these days. Like loss of smell, migraines, early onset Alzheimer's, memory loss, balance problems, focus problems, depression. If these particles of plastic that are basically, compared to pet dander, pretty large, then couldn't pet dander be getting into your brain too? Some people might argue that pet dander is like a biological particle, so the mucus and the antibodies are just going to get rid of it, which is probably true as well. But also that proves another point that I made earlier. The pet dander going into your body, it hijacks your immune system, it hijacks your mucus producing cells, and makes you produce more mucus to get rid of that pet dander. So it's possible that the pet dander doesn't have like the sharp edges of the plastic, the polypropylene, as they call it in here, polypropylene. It's possible that that pet dander can't penetrate the membranes, but it's doing something. And so another factor of this microplastic. So they're talking about polypropylene, furniture, and rugs, and particles from other plastic components. Well, what does a dog owner have their house filled with? They got carpet, they got hardwood floors, they got vinyl, plastic. They have to have extra vacuums, extra filters, and all of those filters come with these polypropylene or other highly processed tiny plastic particles because they have to care for their dog. They have more blankets, more fleece covers, more lint picker uppers, all of the products that a typical dog owner has to have in their home. Even without the pet dander, that's a whole lot more particles that are going to go into your nose, into your olfactory bulb. So, microplastics and dog culture is bringing more microplastics into our life. I mean, just think about it. Your dog goes and chews up the rug, digs a hole in the carpet, chews up your blankets. That's microplastic particles everywhere. You give your dog a chewy, and it sits there chewing it, thrashing it all over the place, chewing up holes in the blankets. That's microplastic particles all over the place. All the extra dog beds and dog blankets that they tell you to buy, more microplastic in your environment. And if the microplastic is getting through the membrane in your olfactory bulb, then the membranes in your olfactory bulb are going to also be inflamed. which means that the pet dander particles can hurt them worse. You know, it's like if you have road rash, like on your knee, that is your epidermis, your skin, and now where you have road rash, that's gonna hurt more for a while because stuff can get across the skin on your road rash. Well, the same thing if you're breathing in a bunch of plastic particles and then you breathe in pet dander, that pet dander is gonna hurt you worse. So yeah, this has just been a look at this topic I'm researching about the microplastics getting into your brain, and it makes me think of those two things from dog culture. If the microplastics are getting in there, what about the pet dander? And when you own more dogs, how much more microplastics do you have floating around your environment? So let me know what you guys think in the description, and I'll talk to you later. Or in the comments. Sorry. See ya.